Hey there, and welcome to Behind the Screen, the podcast where we sit down with your favorite TTRPG creatives and talk shop, share stories, and get a peek behind the screen. I am your host, Brad Silman, and with me always are one of my four best friends, Los Wendell.
Yo!
Hey, Los. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I got a new car and a new lease on life.
Our new
$322 a month.
Not supposed to tell people how much you pay. That's tacky. I love you, but I'm joking. I'm kidding. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Real quick, can you tell me why are we here again?
Oh, well, that's easy. See, we have somebody on who tells stories and has feelings about them. We have the one and only Gina Susanna.
Oh my gosh, it's me.
Hold on, wait.
Oh.
I have discovered sound clips.
And this is why I don't give him the login. Okay.
That makes sense.
You did today.
Gina, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, this is fun already. I love this.
I just make myself laugh and I'm happy.
It's just been like 40 minutes of us just
Just
talking nonsense before we even getting on here.
I know.
Yep.
I love
That's
it.
okay. So before we get into the nitty gritty, the heavy duty, because we got a lot to talk about, we play a game called Dice Breakers. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Los.
Here comes our favorite part of this bitchin' episode. You know that the show will start once we answer Brad's question. It's Dice Breakers. Here we go, it's awful nice. It's Dice Breakers. Rolling numbers is our vice. It's Dice Breakers. Who will roll the lowest now? It's Dice Breakers. Roll his d20s and then we'll roll the d100 and we will hear the questions. Now it is time for Dice Breakers. Yes, it is Dice Breakers. Here now it is time for Dice Breakers. Yes, it's Dice Breakers. And now it's Dice Breakers.
Nat 20.
Oh, wow. We didn't even tell Gina, like, the...
Look,
no,
the
dice
song says
story.
roll the dice at the end. I rolled the dice at the end.
I was unprepared.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't think I'm good. Well,
You can roll it.
19.
Is it a 19? Oh my gosh. Okay,
So
Los,
close.
please
So
roll
far.
a D100, Los, so we can... All right, so Los is going to roll a D100, and I'm going to find a prompt, and you get to go first, just improvised off the fly. That's how it rolls. And then he'll answer.
Oh, boy.
So,
Split down the middle, number 50.
number 50.
5
Okay.
0.
Let's do this about Godkiller, if that's okay. And
Oh.
who in your, I'm going to say cast. Okay. Ooh, this could be spoiler-y, but who in your cast party is what it says, but since this is, would your character prioritize rescuing in a dire circumstance? Out of all of the people that you have met in Godkiller, who would you want to rescue the most?
Who would you, Gina, want to rescue the most?
me, Gina specifically.
Not you,
Sure.
ever you, Gina.
Oh,
Don't worry, we're all about burning bridges here. So
yeah. Just starting off with like a really easy,
right out of the gate,
non-emotional.
Brad's like, you know what?
right
I'm
out
gonna
of the
ask a
gate.
fun little question here.
I think. Well, okay. Hold on. Paint me a picture. What is the scenario? What am I?
All right.
What
There's
is-
the Joker has two people hung over two
On
separate,
opposite ends of the city.
Opposites ends of the city.
both over a vat of acid.
Right.
One
Oh,
of
we're
them,
doing old school animated
of course.
Joker.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
We're not doing Heath Ledger Joker.
No.
Okay,
though
we're
they
doing
already
Jack
did that. That was really good,
Nicholson
though.
esque. Okay.
What? No, we're doing Mark Hamill, the animated
Okay.
series.
Sorry. Okay, they're both over a bat of
Yeah, they were both over a vat of acid. One of
Two
them,
Vat
separate
of
ones.
acid.
both of them,
A vat.
characters
Bat. I don't know what
from
I'm saying.
Godkiller Balance.
First of all,
know what?
let's narrow it down. Who are the first? Who are the two?
Okay,
Who are the two?
obviously, we've got to go. Ooh, I got it.
You can't.
Okay.
This is not your.
The
this is
whole.
not your
I
answer.
love that this like
I'm
the
giving
whole
her the
whole.
people.
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay,
Give me the people.
and I apologize if I get the name wrong. Davros,
Davos.
Davos,
Ooh.
Uh huh.
and Rain. Rake. God.
Come on.
Look, I'm
It's not
only
because you
11
haven't listened
episodes in.
That's enough to know the
Davos?
names.
Davos versus.
Yeah, I made it difficult. I
Well-
listened up to 11 episodes. I know what's going
At
on.
what point? At what point in the story? Because when she knows
Great
Rake,
question.
Davos
so
is already
for
dead.
Davos, it's at the beginning of the story. For Rake, it's at the end. Yeah.
And this is Gina. This isn't.
this is Gina.
Yes.
Right. This isn't Ever. This is Gina.
I think knowing everything that I know about Ever, I think that she would. But Davos can also take care of himself. Like they're both. I can't choose. The whole point of the show is that she can't decide. This is cruel.
Oh,
We have fan fiction about OT3 about the fact that she cannot and does not want to choose between different love interests, that she can't make a
That
decision.
you guys have fan fiction.
We have yeah.
You have
That's
a great
awesome.
Discord,
It's
by the way. Your
wonderful.
Discord's phenomenal.
See,
Me
but here's
too.
the thing,
Our-
Gina. The real answer is Batman would save them both.
Yeah, and Ever would try and fail. I think that's
yeah.
Ever would try and would
then cry.
just
The try
and cry. Yeah. Yeah. The try and cry. You know, that's one of the that's one of the things that we can come to expect from our sweet girl Ever, is that she tries so hard and
Cries even harder.
has a lot of feelings about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't think I got an answer, but also.
No, you didn't. Because I can't choose.
But it was a great
I
start,
can't-
honestly.
But it was a great conversation starter.
Okay,
It
loss.
was an icebreaker.
Who would
Who
I
would
choose?
you save in To Be Determined?
Oh, easy.
Or maybe not
Forte,
even to. You can't save yourself.
Says you.
Yeah, this is my game.
Just leave.
Rather
Just
Long
leave.
River.
Oh, you'd save my NPC?
It's my favorite
Okay.
NPC.
Appreciate it, man.
Don't get sentimental on me.
Okay, I won't. All right, let's do another game. Okay, roll the d20 again, please, y'all.
All right. 17.
11.
11. All right,
Teen.
Gina.
Mm-hmm.
11 teen.
Yeah, 11.
21.
It's,
11.
it's higher than 17. By
Gina, will you please roll a d100?
I would love to.
I didn't have 2 dice in my hand. I was going to shake it next to the mic to make it sound like it, but
Appreciate it.
48.
Oh, so close. So close to the last one. 48. All right, Loss.
yeah, hit me with it.
What aspect of your character's future are they most curious about?
Will they ever find the person that killed their wife?
Easy.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
that's like my whole plot line. Now, if it wasn't
Oh.
that, if we're not talking about like my main storyline,
Mm-hmm.
let's say it would probably be say the question again. I've already forgotten it.
I just different tab. Okay. What aspect of your character's future are they most curious about?
It would be how long does he stay in the limelight? You know, he's a very famous bard, but we all know that candle flickers. So how
It'll
long
burn.
how long will it burn?
Okay. Cool. I like that. And Gina, Ever, what aspect of your character's future are they most curious about? I love that this is kind of like we're tiptoeing
I
on
know.
spoilers.
I know, because I know exactly. Now I have to think about how I'm going to phrase it to
yeah,
not
you're really
spoil
putting
the
Gina to
two of
work
you.
with these questions.
Listen,
Okay.
you guys roll the
I
dice.
think-
I just read the questions.
I think I would say to not spoil it for you two.
Okay. Lost takes off his headphones.
Oh, you could. Wow, it feels like I'm back recording GKB. Everyone take your headphones off. I think she is right now, considering that finale part 1 has already aired. Finale part 2 has not yet.
Which by the time that this releases, it will.
Correct.
Sorry if I'm making
Yeah,
it
that's
harder
true.
for
No,
you.
that's okay. That's okay. How do I want to phrase this? How will she find the other side again?
I don't know what that means, but I can kind of the hamster wheels turning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Well, now I'm
Loss.
curious. What? Yeah.
It's a good thing I can read lips. I clearly saw something about ham and fish.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly it.
Oh, you're good at this.
Some
Right.
would call me amazing.
Thespian
My mom
training.
mostly.
Yeah.
And this is the last dice breaker. So please, one more.
Oh, we got
D20.
one more?
This is the last one. This is the
one
last
more.
one.
All right.
This is an easy one too. This is a toss up. You don't even have to roll a D100. I've got it.
Right in the
11
middle.
again.
10.
Double 1.
Oh, okay. Gina.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with D&D or your character, but
Okay.
what are some of the best cry movies? Like movies that you'll watch that'll just make you just bawl, that you can watch over and over again.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be
Like
like
a good cry movie. Like for me, Big Fish. That gets me every time.
yeah.
Sorry. Just me.
Yeah.
Or A Knight's Tale.
Oh, A Knight's Tale.
It's not a sad one, but it's
No,
good.
it's a good one.
movie,
There's
though.
some
I mean-
moments in that.
To be
Oh, yeah.
fair,
There's
when
definitely
Sean Connery
some-
dies, it's pretty sad.
Did you say Sean Connery?
Yeah, he's fucking King Arthur.
No, Lost. I don't think you
No.
know what I'm talking about.
First night?
No.
Knight's
Oh.
Tale.
Did I mishear entirely? Uh-oh.
Heath Ledger,
Yeah, I'm
Alan
a fucking
Tudyk
idiot now.
movie. Come on.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
man.
not. Oh, no, that's not
Nope.
First Night. First Night's with Richard Gere. Oops.
What is a movie that makes me cry? I feel like, honestly, it's more music for me that gets me than movies. I do feel like I'm a little desensitized now to watching things and crying right away, but it's more music that I've either paired in my own head with characters or with scenes, or music that I know are from movies that will make me cry. There is an album. This is a really, really obscure. I can't even remember the name of it. It's in German, but there's a short. It's like a 4 or 5 track, just instrumental choral, German choral album that I listened to this last December, just weeping and making GKB clips and like thinking about my dog, and it's just like it's music for me. Really, I'll send you the music. I feel like you
Please.
really appreciate it.
Would love it.
I know that's
cry at
not a
music.
fun way of answering
No.
your question. It's a little bit less fun, but
No, it's good because music makes me cry as well. Oh gosh,
Made it better for you guys.
Just like the dice breaker thing, makes me cry every time, but not
Yeah.
in the good
in a
kind of
different way
cry.
than you'd expect. Yeah.
Exactly. So Loss.
Yeah.
What type of
Easy.
media?
I got 3 movies.
Oh, okay,
Media.
cool. I changed it to media. In
Okay,
case
I
you-
actually like
you know.
that. I like that. I got 3
Yeah.
movies though.
Okay.
Childhood, Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound.
If you do not cry when Shadow returns
Yeah,
to Peter,
Homeward-
you have no heart.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
The movie was made in
Wow.
the 80s or maybe 90s.
Wow.
There's people that, you know,
Yeah.
There are
Listen
young
to-
people
there
who
are
listen
young
to
people
this
in the
show
world.
who don't even know what that is.
They don't know what Homeward Bound is, okay? But no, you're right. You're
Now,
right. I know
as
what
an
you're talking
adult-
They've never watched a VHS tape in their life.
Those poor, poor kids. Now, as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
this movie made me cry. And I know if I watched it again multiple times, I would still cry. And that is the Mr. Rogers documentary.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bawled in the theater. Everyone did.
Yeah.
There was not a dry eye in that theater.
I cried at
Because-
the trailer.
Because it's just, God, the world sucks so hard. And Mr. Rogers is just, for me, was that like, you grew up watching him. And then one that I refused to ever watch again made me cry. And it's the most saddest thing you'll ever see. And not in the good kind of sad, in the bad kind of sad. And that's another documentary called Dear Zachary. It is.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Why does
if
that sound familiar to me?
you've watched it once, you will know. But it is.
I'm looking it up.
I wouldn't,
Oh, why? Why is that?
because it's really sad about a little murdered boy and the events surrounding it.
Dear Zachary,
And it
a
truly
letter
is.
to a son about his father.
It's
Already
Yep.
making me cry with that.
We don't have parent wounds in this house. We don't need to worry about it.
Well, I will say this. Before I became a dad, music affected me in some way, but like honestly, the soundtrack for Tarzan.
Yeah.
Boom. No, I listened to that first song.
Hunchback.
And
Soundtrack of Hunchback.
I haven't tried it
Yes.
yet.
For me. Oh.
Yes, Gina.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh, for sure.
He gets it.
One of my
Okay. Okay. We finished Dicebreakers. Lost. Play the outro. Play the outro to Dice. I'm joking. There is no outro. Don't play anything.
Oh, there will
please.
be.
There will be. He doesn't edit, so
Hold on, we got some other stuff
I
in here. What do we
definitely
got?
have complete control over
We
it.
don't
Is there
have
a
a lot
slide
over
whistle?
Here, actually.
Yeah, is there a
No.
slide
Slide
whistle?
Hold on. I have to search it. No, there's no slide whistle.
Do
I
your
got-
best
I got
slide
you,
whistle,
though.
Loss.
Oh,
Perfect.
that was delightful.
It was very delightful.
Crushed it.
So, Gina,
Brad.
thanks for being here again. I'm sorry that we've put you through this torture so far. How did you
I'm
get
enjoying
in?
it.
Oh, thank you. That's one of us.
I spend so long. I spend so much time being sad on the internet that anytime I get a chance to be not sad and laugh about things and joke around, I very much appreciate it.
Good.
But
I'm
I
glad.
choose it. I do it to myself, so it's I only have myself to blame.
So you are an actual play TTRPGer that we can find all over the internet, crying our eyes out. But where did you start? What was the first moment where TTRPGs were introduced to you?
Ooh, well, I've always been like a theater nerd, fantasy nerd, reading Lord of the Rings, reading fantasy books and things like that. But I first started playing D&D 5e in 2019.
Okay.
And that was when my partner, who had been playing for, I think at that point, probably like close to 2 years, who'd been playing in a group that just met online. Some of them were like mutual friends of ours. Some of them were people that, they all kind of had one like radial person that they all kind of knew. And they had been playing for a little while. And my partner came up to me one day and he was like, I feel like you would like this a lot more than I do. And I really enjoy it. Like, I feel like you would really be into it. Do you want to learn how to play or like join for a one shot? So they put together a one shot for me. And I played a pre-gen wizard. I named her Linda. And it was like a 2-hour one shot. And I knew about 5 minutes in that I was absolutely hooked. Yeah. I was talking about it afterward and we were in a cave and I was like, okay, well, I've got, God, it's been so long since I played D&D. What's the one where you can like, what's the name of the spell where you can like freeze water or you can like change shape water? Shape water. Yeah. And I was like, well, I could like freeze the droplets coming off the stalagmites and I could use them as like ice arrows and I could shoot out. And I was like trying to figure out all these different things. And my partner was looking at me and he was like, you need to play this. Like, you need to actually play this. And then about a week later, I got the handbook. I was reading through. I made my first character.
Nice.
And I literally have not stopped playing games since.
So let me ask, what was your first character besides Linda? Like Linda pre-gen?
Oh, right. Linda was my OG. My first D&D character was a Circle of the Shepherd druid named Lyra. And she has a very special place in my heart. She was the first character that I ever actually built, obviously because Linda was pre-existing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about like because I'd always been a writer. My undergrad is in short fiction.
Nice.
And
Well,
so
that's awesome.
like character creation and like writing characters and creating stories has always been a part of me. It's what I've wanted to do for such a long time. But I never really had, outside of like writing flash fiction and submitting it and like trying to get published somewhere and doing all that stuff, I never really had an outlet for that kind of thing. And so creating Lyra and creating her backstory, her very extensive, long backstory, and like the process that I go through in creating characters has been such an expansive, just like such a gift to the way that I experience and the way that I engage in storytelling, that like Lyra will always be that genesis for me.
I feel you. My very first character was a cleric. cleric Goliath, very strange, named Ronzo, but I did the exact same thing. Like we played Star Wars Edge of the Empire together. That's how we started.
Yep.
I was so terrified of Dungeons and Dragons. Like it would seem so daunting and overwhelming. And then I literally sat down, made this character, and he always sticks with me with everything. Like honestly, to this day, I still have his dice, and I'm like, all right, Ronzo dice, you can't fail me. You can't, and yet every time he does fail me. It's
Do you have art of him?
No, I not made art. Like I have a Pinterest board. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wish I had art of Ronzo.
You should commission. You should get something done of him if he has such a special place for you.
I like this. Gina, you're nice. You're a lot better than
I
Ross.
bet that there are so many people out there listening right now. I bet that there are so many people out there right now who are talented artists who would love to talk to you about creating something for you.
Hit me up. DMs at HeroCast_ATX.
Brad,
You'll send them the whole backstory. You'll send them the
someone
Pinterest
you
board.
like and hit them up.
Exactly.
That's what I
board
did.
Also true.
going on.
I can give you I have a long list of artists that I am just so enamored with.
We're always looking for more art. Art is always something that we're constantly looking for, just because there's so many different styles. There's so many different things that you could look into. And I wish I was talented in that way, but unfortunately, no.
So out of all the
It would be
characters
too
you
much.
made then, Gina, have you had artwork made, or have people made artwork for you of most of them? And if so, what ones like stand out?
I have one. I have one of my favorite of Gina's characters.
Oh, wait, tell me, what is it?
It's the little ones of like the little, they're not, I guess they're chibi-ish.
The little chibis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
chibis, excuse me, of like all of the Godkiller ones, but Ever is adorable. And,
with her little cloak and little Rowan. I made that into a keychain.
Did you?
I made those as keychains.
That's
Just
cool.
for my own self, because I'm
Of course.
a monster, because I'm obsessed with this show.
Some would
sorry.
say sentimental. Some
Some
would say
would say-
monster.
No, I am a monster about this show.
But back to
art
Loss's
for-
questions,
But yes, I have had art. I've commissioned art out of, I think, so my characters that I've played, I have not played that many. I haven't really been doing this for that long. I started in 2019. That was Lyra. I played Lyra for, I think close to three, if I'm remembering right, close to 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was all just home game, just all of us on Google Meets once a week.
Yep.
Tuesday night crew. Anyone who tries to ever schedule me for anything, it's not going to be on a Tuesday night because that is my sacred time. I'm trying to think if there's any characters that I haven't had art. Even the smaller ones, like for one shots and actually that's not true. I've never had art done of Isabel, my VTM, my Vampire the Masquerade character. I don't have any art for her yet. I love her so deeply. I don't know why I've never had art commissioned for her. Actually, now I know what I need to do.
Somebody's going to come talk to you and be like, hey.
Isabel deserves it. She's a bitch. She's really not great.
Well, it's Vampire the Masquerade. They're not all like
She's
supposed to be good people.
Yeah, she's a lot. Which, if you ever watch that mini campaign with the playmat, it's Of Kindred and Kin is the name of the mini chronicle. It's one of the other players is Christian Carlson, who plays Davos.
Nice.
In GKB. He plays my cousin.
Speaking of, see, this is me now segueing. How did you get into
tone
the
shift.
realm of Godkiller Balance? How'd you hook up with the Blackwater D&D folks?
I'm gonna mess up this timeline because I'm really bad at remembering details like that. But it was essentially M had reached out to me through Instagram DMs, and Faye was like, "I've seen you as Yev, which is the character that I played in my first actual play. So that was the only thing of me that was out on the internet playing this game." And Faye was like, "I've seen you in that, and I would really love for us to work together in some capacity." And I messaged Faye back right away, and I was like, that sounds amazing. I've seen Blackwater's stuff. You all are incredible. And we immediately clicked, and we immediately got to talking, and we both realized within a very short period of time that we were both therapists.
Yeah.
And both of our partners' names are Tim, and we have a lot of similarities, and we are just like, we became very fast friends very quickly, as many of us do on the internet, but it was like based in a lot of real world, not just like, and not that those friendships are not also valid and wonderful, but it was a very quick sense of, oh, we have a lot in common, and oh, we approach things in a very similar way. And we were talking about a character that I had started to develop for something that ended up falling through, and I was just really, really devastated that I had this character and I had a playlist that you get it. I had a playlist that like I could not listen to without crying. I could not. And because I knew that was her playlist, and I knew who she was, and I had gone through this whole process of developing this character, and I was devastated. I was grieving that I did not have a place to put her. I sent Faye the playlist, and Faye was like, so we're using, like, we're going to do Godkiller together. We're going to do this.
I love that. That is so awesome.
And it just sprouted from there. And it has been such, I feel like I say this often, but it has been such a dream to be able to work with a team that values storytelling in the way that I do, that is so just ridiculously talented and so willing and wanting to connect in such a deep way, emotionally, psychologically, right? Like that there is such a yearning for that type of storytelling that I know also exists elsewhere in other capacities, but to be able to, I don't know anyone else who's doing it in the way that Blackwater is doing it. And I am so lucky to be able to have connected with them in the first place, let alone to be able to, they keep letting me do things with them, which I am very grateful for.
Good sign.
Yeah.
It means you might be good at this thing.
Yeah. Who knows? They haven't kicked me off yet. So they put up with me a lot.
Okay. Process. You and I, we had literally like a 10 email chain
lengthy
about
email exchange. Yeah.
acting and D&D. And so I want to bring that into here.
Yeah.
How did you so you had a playlist?
Yes.
That's how Ever started, was essentially the playlist, or did you have the backstory first?
So the way that I go about character creation is maybe maybe other people do it this way too. I don't know. But the way I do it is I tend to start with a memory or a very succinct moment in their life that I can envision. And I take that and I like kind of flesh that in my head a little bit, and I find a piece of music, one piece of like a score, no lyrics. All of my playlists start just scores. And I find one piece of music that feels like that memory to me. And then I super hyperfixate on that song, and I play it and I write out a vignette. I write out that like flash fiction version of that memory, that dream, that feeling, that like it can be as short as a paragraph or two. It can be as long as multiple pages long. And I as I'm writing it, I'm finding more and more music that fits that piece. And then I build from there. So now I have a vignette of let's say like a dream, or a vignette of a inner monologue around a very particular moment. Then I start building more music from that playlist, and then I find more memories that feel like it ties into that. What would have happened after that? What would have brought them to this place? I build more and more and more memories, and the playlist fleshes itself out as I do that. And then that's when I determine, it depends on what game I'm playing, but generally that's when I determine, like, okay, I tend to have an idea of the name at that point, but I don't really have, if I'm thinking of like a class, if it's D&D or Pathfinder, I don't have really an idea of any of that until I've determined enough of who they are to be able to say, okay, well, what would they have done, or what direction would they have taken given all of these things that have happened to them?
I love that completely. I kind of relate to that to an extent, because so I grew up a theater kid as well, musical theater, not as musical as
safely we did
as Lost.
We all nod sagely. Like,
But I'm a bass baritone, so I was always drawn to those types of roles. And for this one character so I just took a few months break from the podcast as far as playing. I still edited and did all that stuff, but I came back as the main villain of this arc, and I wrote him. So I use Epidemic Sound for all of my music, and some of that stuff is just completely beautiful, and it feels that vibe, just like you were saying with your playlist. You start with that one song, and then I started to, even though he was already existing in the world, right, to flesh out how I wanted to play him as an NPC, I wrote a song for him, right, lyrics and everything like that. And
that's so cool.
I did sing it in our
In the episode,
but I have to re-record it and put it in. I was a little nervous and flat at one point, and you come back, you're trying to present something. But no, I truly believe that, and I think this harkens back to what you're saying, is that these moments that we create, even through music, can just make us feel whole with that character, And even though my guy is the BBEG of this arc,
you literally likened him to Javert when we were talking about it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I wrote my stars.
Let's not
you know
hide
what I
away
mean?
from our musical theater pasts, Brad.
That's
We
two
all
episodes
love
in a
Les
row.
Mis.
No, I don't love Les Mis. Okay,
You're
I'm
wrong.
sorry.
And I
Wow.
an entire album to prove you why.
This is on the internet now forever.
Yeah.
I don't
you
care.
saying that.
I said in my last one that Sondheim's my guy. Okay.
It doesn't mean Les Mis is terrible, though.
No, you have to choose one or the other.
No.
Wow, this is like that question all over again. Both of them are hanging over vats of acid. Who are you going to choose?
Sondheim, easy. Sondheim.
Is it the 10th anniversary edition of Les Mis? Because if so, I
Listen.
choose that.
Listen, I did so much research listening to Stars over and over again that I listened to all of them, and I'm like,
Philip
I
Glass,
can't.
the best version.
So, but
Norm
yes.
Lewis is really good too, though. Sorry, I love
Music.
Les Mis.
This is
You
a
don't
Les
think the
Mis
character-
critique pod now.
Sacha Baron Cohen, just amazing. Call back to the movie. Yeah, anyone?
know,
Nope. Okay, sorry.
Hey, it's okay. Sometimes we just won't acknowledge you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Like, oh no, I know what you did there. Oh,
You
I
wouldn't
got
be
it.
the first one, My daughter does it all the time. 2.5, and she's already just. So your creation forever started with the playlist. It started
Yes.
with the
free
I'm not
write.
gonna say failed. What's the word I'm reaching here for? You had her already created, and then M comes over.
Parts of her. Yeah. So I had like the core tenets of her, right? I had Davos. I knew her relationship to him. Like the details and things were changed, but I had this like basic scaffolding, the basic structure of who she was, what she wanted. At her core, what that desire was to not blame herself for his death and to bring him back and to fix it. And and that started, all of my characters really start in that way. So I have, it's funny because I also write like freelance for certain RPGs. I've been writing for Pathfinder right now.
Dope.
And when I first made that like connection, they were like, "Well, do you have writing samples?" And I was like, "Well, I have, like things that I've written for characters and things, but it's mostly, boiled down. It's basically just fan fiction for my own characters. That's what I have for you." And having that has just been like I was saying, it's such a way to keep me connected to my roots, of being a writer. God, I hate that I said that. Of being able to get, because that's how I get into my characters' heads. Like that's I talk to people who do a lot of improv, and it's like I think there's a lot of people who are just so good off the cuff, and they're so good at, they just think of stuff and do it, and it's amazing and it's fantastic and it's so in line with their character. And for me, I have to do a lot of back end work to determine who my character is and to determine how they would respond.
Of course.
to certain things. Like I think Lost, we were talking about in our very long email chain, like different acting methods, right? And
Yes.
different acting techniques and things.
Right.
Like for me, coming at it from like a very Meisner technique approach of like it's all about authenticity, right? It's all about responsiveness and instinct and being able to show up emotionally aware and connected and react to things that are happening. And so for me, like when I create characters, I need to know who they are.
sure.
That way I know them, I know how they would feel about certain things, and I can respond most truthfully in that moment because I know who they are.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, authenticity is the key word because as I stated before, I've come from the Adler tree of acting. And it's the same deal. It's all about authenticity. It's just how you get there. So for me, it's a lot of imagination work, which I feel like Meisner also does. And it's just different paths to the same goal. But the goal is authenticity and reality. You are being real. You are a human being. That is at your core what you are. And that's all you need.
And that's why I feel like I love how we're talking about this like I'm a real actor. I'm not. I do this for. I didn't go to theater school. I didn't do.
But that's
I did.
fine.
But like that's why when people talk about bleed and how people talk about bleed in such a negative way of like it's and it can be harmful and it can be something that can get out of it can slip out of your grasp or it can overtake you and it can be something that it's really important to be aware of it. But I feel like bleed can be it's a tool. It can be the way that you, in order to react most authentically, in order to be so in tune and to react in like responsively, you have to be connected to your character in that way.
Yeah.
I mean, so one of the things that I do to stay connected to my character is a lot of people use the phrase my character, talk in the third person, talk about
I don't do
forte,
that.
talk about ever. I, me, mine. That's, the George Harrison song. That's what I take to my acting. It's always I. It is first person because the second you throw in, you make it third person, you put a wall up.
You've lost it.
And but to stay in it, to stay with it, and to train yourself to think that way too. Like that's the reason you say I do this.
Yep.
I am feeling this way. It's so you can also train yourself to connect and actually feel that and not just lie. You're like convincing yourself.
Yeah. Like so there have been a lot of people that have thought that I am English because I never break Ever's voice.
Your accent's phenomenal.
When I play. It's gotten much better over the course of the show. I was listening back to the prologue and I was like, ooh, there are so many things that I would have that are not correct, that are not correct.
Self-critiquing's always going to happen.
But yeah, it's gotten much better. And shout out to Seb, my incredible voice coach, who is a just wonderful, delightful English man who has really been helping me with my pronunciation. I'll send him things and I'll be like, okay, how did I do this wrong? Tell me what I need to do. Anyway, because I've been that's the way that I approach my characters too, is I step in, I'm in character. And sometimes I'll break and ask certain questions and if I have to, but for the most part, description of things, description of thought process, questions that I ask to M, anything that I do, for the most part, I'm doing as ever because that feels to me, I've never really considered it which makes sense, as like an intentional method of staying in character, but that's always just felt like it to me feels like it would be more disjointed to be, especially switching from an American to a British accent, but also like just to be breaking. To me, it feels like a story. Like I'm telling a story and I want all of that to be in line with the character as opposed to, which, and other people have different opinions on this because there's a lot of people who are like, I really like the game, like the separation of the game and the story, right? Of listening to people go through the mechanics, which if you listen to the prologue, we didn't use a single mechanic.
You didn't
use a single roll. Nope, we didn't use a single one.
I did notice that.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end, Em was like, we're playing a game, right? Like there's things that you have to do as part of the game, like rolling for things, using moves. We did eventually.
See, but I get that too, because I feel like even in So You Want to Be a Hero, there's moments that we could roll, but if we do such a damn good job at either persuading or intimidating, like, whatever we choose to do and describe it in such a way, Brad's not going to be like, great, now roll for it. Oh, you nat one, sucks to suck. He's just going to let it happen because...
Unless you're Davis.
Well, that's your own personal war.
Every table has one.
Everyone has a Davis.
We have one in our home group. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's hilarious.
No, but I won't shut them down if they're in a good spot and they're doing good work. Yeah, why should I intervene in any way, shape, or form?
Well, also, and it goes back to storytelling. It's a group. This is a group medium. It is not one person telling a story. It's 5 people telling a story. And to Brad's credit, like I was telling you off mic, I've done a lot of shorts for him. He's written a bunch of stuff. Like, we've been working together for years. He knows story. So he can also kind of see, like, oh, this is great for the story. Let's let it play out. No roll needs to happen. Or, vice versa. Like, there are moments that he just, which I appreciate, picks up on and goes, yeah, I'm just letting this happen. Yeah. And to have a DM in any game do that, especially in one that you're recording and putting out there, especially in the art that you are putting out, it's super rewarding.
Well, thanks, Loss. I know the show's not about me, but I appreciate it.
Wow, Brad's such a great DM. He sounds great.
Thank you. Gina,
you're the worst.
Back to you.
Both of you. Both of you suck. I'm no longer listening to Godkiller. I'm stopping at 11. That's where the story ends.
No. It gets so good.
Gets so good.
I mean, it is so good. I'm joking.
Wow.
No,
I take back everything I said about you, Brad.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
No.
Wow.
Episode 12 is where it really explodes.
Really
picks
you really
up.
got to push through the first 15, but once you get there.
Gosh. So
I hear this epilogue is amazing.
I do that a lot. Not with Godkiller or not with So You Want to Be a Hero, but with things in life. It's like Free Rin. I don't know if you've watched Free Rin. It's an anime. But it's kind of slow in the first 2 episodes, but it's beautiful. And I'm always like, guys, you just got to push through the first 2 episodes. And once you're there, it's rolling and you're great. But one thing I really love about Godkiller Balance is the intro that M always says. And I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember it right now. But the friends telling better stories, or
good friends tell better stories.
Bam, that's it right there. Good friends tell better stories. And I'm curious about how the storytelling aspect, the process of the storytelling happens at that table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know there are people who run D&D or run TTRPGs with a loose world, or like, hey, this is open world to an extent. You can do what you need to do, and we can follow the thread that way. And I know that there are people that are railroady, and I know Im had mentioned that in Faye's interview. There's nothing wrong with railroading.
Sometimes you have to land the plane,
Exactly. Sometimes you have to land the plane. Can't land it in a sandbox. Gosh. But I'm curious to know, what was the process of creating the story of Godkiller Balance? Because it does seem very collaborative. It doesn't seem like...
Yeah, no. It's I can't speak for M or for Yanis, but from the very beginning, this story has been so collaborative, just in the sense of we're all here telling the same story, and we're all coming from different perspectives within our own characters, but we all want the same thing, which is to find closure, and closure can look like a number of different things, but to find rest for our characters, and to find rest for the cradle in whatever form that looks like, because Balance is set 60 years before Oblivion. I don't know if you've listened to Oblivion. Yeah, so anyone who's listened to Oblivion kind of knows what happens to the cradle. And all of this is happening before that. So we're kind of working within that space of, like, certain things have to happen, and we as players know certain things that have happened and certain things that we need to make sure don't happen in order for Oblivion to make sense.
Yeah.
But within that realm, there's been such a strong atmosphere of trust, which is one of the things that I will rant and rave about as like one of the, if not the most important factors or pieces of building a table or working with people in this capacity of we trust each other implicitly and communicate with each other constantly. And there is such a trust in the sense of I know that I, Gina, can come to this recording as ever and be so deep in my own character's grief. I can openly weep in front of them on this recording.
You can
And
be
know that
vulnerable
they-
without shame.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to say it. No, that's exactly it. You can be vulnerability in this medium is I think what separates like a good story and an entertaining story from a story that you keep thinking about.
Of course. I mean, I think about, well, not only Godkiller Balance, because when I did my binge, I literally was just like headphones in at work, doing what I do, just listening to.
Oh, you were listening to it at work?
Of course I was.
Oh, God.
I wanted to like honestly, like I told you earlier, when we had that interview with M, it was one of those things where it's just like I was so heavily inspired to just dive in, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd listened to some of their main campaign, and
Amazing.
it's really good. But I kind of wanted to try something a little bit more different because I had no idea what the Godkiller system was. I still am very loose to like understanding the mechanics of it, but at the same time, it was just something that it reminds me of, and I'm not trying to compare it to anything, but it does remind me of like what World Beyond Numbers is doing, right? I feel like they're similar as far as stature goes, right? Because there's a lot of
What
trust.
an honor to be compared to them.
I mean, it's serious. Like there are funny moments, there are some charming moments in Godkiller Balance, but there are funny moments and
It's a little serious, yeah.
it's a little bit more serious, but there are those moments of beauty and sadness and trust and vulnerability between all of the characters. And it's just phenomenal. And that forgot where I was going, but I'm here. So didn't stick the landing, but we got here anyway.
When you first started with having conversations about the mechanics of the game, but also the safety, how long of pre-recording did you learn as you went? Was it a situation where they were just like, hey, this is what we're playing, here's what you need to know, just pop yourself down, all you need to focus on is Ever? Or did you go into it with a bit of like, oh, let's do a test run so you have like an understanding of what's happening? No, it was
we just went right in. We just jumped
dove head first.
Jumped right in. Em had sent me the we had been having conversations about building Ever out and fitting her into the cradle, and I ask a lot of questions. I ask so many questions about like the setting and different characters and religions and holidays and like what kinds of foods would they be eating, like what would these traditions be like. So I want to know all of those things. I'm gathering the memory bank, right?
Right.
And we had built a lot of that out, so I kind of knew going in to an extent kind of like how I was going to be sitting in that character as we were starting. But that was our first time ever recording together. It was my first time ever recording with Em. It was my first time ever recording with Christian as Varric. We had never done any recording or anything together before that.
Really?
And I just want to say that relationship between you and Varric, especially in the beginning, is just, it's so good. Like I'm
Thank
sitting
you.
there and I'm just like I don't know what I was just like in love with y'all, right? And I know there's like, it doesn't work. Well, I don't know if it works out. I haven't finished.
OT3, you got to be, are you on team OT3?
OT3?
OT3, this is the fanfic language.
No, I'm
OT3, one true threesome. It's the trio of Ever, Varric, and Rake. That's what
Interesting.
the people on on AO3 and some of our wonderful, wonderful listeners have really been pushing for. Yeah, so I forgot. Oh, the prologue. So Christian, yeah, so that was our first time. I got distracted. The first time we had ever recorded together.
Nice.
Was that.
Now, same question, but about
Yeah.
because I want to revisit vulnerability without shame. To get to that point, to even during your prologue and the early episodes, to be able to step into that space and feel safe. How, or it could be the exact same answer you had last time, but like, how much went into that in the beginning? Because you guys just dove in and started recording.
Yeah.
So there's a level of blind trust that you kind of have to be able to play the story and the characters.
Yeah, and Christian and I hadn't really talked about his. I mean, he knew who he was playing to an extent. I mean, he knew who he was playing to the full extent, but he knew like what the very general relationship between the two of them was like. But everything else was not scripted, not planned. It was, I think what made that episode to me feel so special, and I think hopefully to listeners to also feel so warm and connected and just as emotional and vulnerable as I hope it felt, was that trust at the table of that, like the ability to. I hope, Loss, you and Brad, that you would know what this feels like when you're playing across the table from somebody, or you're playing with somebody, you're acting with somebody, and you just feel that click, and you feel that like, okay, I can go here with you, I can do this with you, and it's not going to feel stiff, it's not going to feel weird, it's not going to feel like I'm pushing myself into a space that I don't feel connected to. It was an immediate. I've been so lucky there has not been a single person that I've played with in this show that I have not felt that.
That's awesome.
It
I
is.
feel like
I
that's
feel
rare.
so lucky. It is rare.
Like, that's just amazing to be able to do that. Because, yeah, I get what you mean. There's been things I've acted in where if the chemistry's off, it's just...
You feel it immediately.
Yeah, you sense it. But when it's there, you do feel like there's no wrong the two of you can do together. And it's just how you interact with each other.
Because you know that if you take it someplace, they'll be there with you. They'll follow you, or they'll be the next step. Yeah.
Real quick, segue away from Godkiller. I got on my little sheet over here. Someone's a baker. Someone likes to.
Well,
someone has a random fact about baking.
I do. It's a random fact about the random fact is that I used to manage a cupcake bakery for close to 12 years. I used to be the GM for a different kind of GM, general manager for a cupcake bakery for a very long time.
Someone walks in, you're just like, all right, roll your dice. What do you get? Strawberry, vanilla,
initiative.
chocolate. Oh no, that cupcake's a mimic.
But we had a separate. That would be really cute, actually. If I were still working there while I was playing, I would absolutely make a TTRPG or a D&D themed. So I used to make part of my job, which is like the fun part. Not that my job wasn't fun, but one of the like more creative parts of my job, I should say, was I drew all of the signs for the cupcake displays, and I had a lot of fun with them. I would put. I can't draw things that look like things, but I can draw foods that look like people. So I cannot draw a realistic looking person, but I can draw 2 blueberries in chemistry class. And so I did. So anyway, that's my long-winded way of saying I was also the general manager for this cupcake bakery. And I didn't get to really do, I say get, like they stopped me from doing it. We had a full bakery. We had a full head chef, all of that stuff. So I was doing like the front of house management, right? The, all the like that kind of inventory, customer service, just sort of like general management of the shop. A lot of my, it turns out I was using a lot of like therapy skills before I went back to school in customer service, because you learn a lot about emotion coaching when you have angry people who have a lot of hard feelings about cupcakes. Yeah.
I used to work customer service for Target for like 7 some odd years. Ugh. Always approach with a smile. No one likes to yell at a smiling person. A genuine smile.
You have to validate the emotion before you can offer the solution. Otherwise, they're just going to get more and more mad, which sometimes...
Some people just want to be mad.
Yeah. It's like, this is all you have, isn't it? This is like, this is it. This is what... this is fueling you today. And I will give you a few minutes.
I recognize it. Yeah. Go away.
Yeah.
Please don't put your fuel into my tank.
Don't put it in there. Don't put it in the tank.
Don't put it in there. It doesn't belong in there.
No,
what
it does
doing?
Not.
This is diesel. I don't need premium.
Kind of steering us back into the fantasy world, right? You said you grew up a fantasy fan.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite things that influenced you as far as writing goes, as far as character building? I mean, obviously building, we talked about music, but like,
I think, well, one of my favorite book series is more of a recent book series. It's the Locked Tomb series. I don't know if you're familiar. It's by Tamsin Muir, who's a New Zealand author. Right now it's, how many books is it?
The fourth one's coming out soon.
The fourth one's it's feeling more like a Rothfuss kind of thing, where it's like we've been hearing about Alecto coming out for a while, and it has not yet.
That makes me so sad.
We'll see. It hasn't been nearly that long, but it's been, I think, like 2 years since the last one. Incredible writer, incredible storytelling. One of my favorite. I will read that book over and over and over again. My home game character actually is loosely based off of one of the characters in that book, and just phenomenal. Speaking of exposés on grief, the second book in that series, Harrow the Ninth, is just a beautiful exploration of grief. Highly recommend. So one. Go
ahead. I'm so sorry. Continue.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I think I've seen the Gideon, the Ninth.
Gideon.
Like around book talk.
It's so good. Highly recommend. Okay. It's amazing. Her writing style is just so interesting and funny and smart and quick and really immersive. Huge fan. The Rothfuss books, I try to. I know I'm gonna pour one out for that last one. I feel like I have allowed his influence, despite my personal, I don't know what we would call, like, ethos of, like, I don't want too many white male fantasy writers to to be part of my inspiration catalog, but his work is truly phenomenal, so I let it slide.
But the rest of you fucking watch out.
Yeah, you watch it.
You are thin ice.
And N.K. Jemisin, who is also a therapist, a phenomenal writer. What is it, Broken Earth trilogy?
I think so.
Is so good, so beautiful.
Emily, one of our players, is an avid reader, to say the least, and she got me into Name of the Wind. It was we were in one of our first years of being just an ongoing campaign, and it was Christmas time, and we were gifting books, and I was mentioning to her that I wanted to get back into fantasy or just reading in general, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of found it daunting and just didn't know where to start, like, because I knew it was like, Brandon Sanderson, but that's too much. And then, J.R.R. Tolkien was not Tolkien. Oh gosh, what did I just do? George R.R. Martin, excuse me. Gosh.
They're going to take your nerd card. Yeah.
Please don't.
The internet's going to be ruthless about this.
Yeah. I get to edit this out, so...
This is going to ruin the tour.
Well, Game of Thrones was very popular at the time, and I didn't want to read that because that seemed too popular right? And Emily said, "Here, read this. This book changed my life." And I will say that Name of the Wind definitely it just inspired me so much. It made me start getting back into reading again and finding more authors that I truly enjoy. Like, I'm a big Joe Abercrombie guy. I really love that grim, dark fantasy kind of, but it's kind of comedic at the same time. So it doesn't take itself too seriously. But no.
I feel like you'll like The Locked Tomb.
Okay.
You'll enjoy it. You'll really like Gideon.
I'm adding it. I'm starring it right now.
Do it.
It's
Do
done.
And then you can scream to me about it when you've finished.
Okay.
It will drive you nuts trying to figure out that there's so much, and it focuses so much too on there's so many deeply Catholic roots of it. There's a lot of like religious trauma it's incredible.
Okay.
I think you will love it.
Thank you. I cannot wait. I mean, we already have a big backlog of books and media to consume. I'll try to fit it in there. My wife really wants me to read the Bone Season by Samantha Shannon.
I've heard that that's good. I haven't read it.
She's listened to it like literally 5 times in the past. Like, I mean, it's like on book 5 out of 7 or 8 or something like that. And she's just obsessed with it. It's phenomenal. And she did the Priory of the Orange Tree as well, Samantha Shannon.
Wonderful book. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Lost, what about you? Any fantasy novels you like over there?
Oh,
Awfully quiet.
well,
Lord of
I'm
the
reading
Rings?
this little book called God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, you're
It's
playing
less
a
of a
video
book
game.
and more of a
Okay.
live action play. It's really a video
That's
game.
media, That's media.
No. I'm not. I'm reading Antkind by Charlie Kaufman right now. I'm like
Nice.
5 chapters into that. That's the current
Nice.
book of the moment for
Are
me.
you doing? Because I know Brad, you said that your wife is doing audiobooks. Are you like physical book readers? Or are you audiobook readers?
I'm both.
You're both.
Yeah.
Physical. Right now, all my audio is taken up with podcasts, mostly Comedy Bang Bang and D&D.
Yeah.
For me, this is going to be a weird hot take. And I think it's because I have ADHD really bad. Sometimes it's hard for me to focus while I'm listening. So reading and listening at the same time helps me get everything. I know
Absolutely.
it's like, oh, a lot of things are going on, but that's how I like to do it. But most of the time it's on a commute or it's at work. So,
I'll say I've done that. I did that when I was listening through to Oblivion. When I was listening through the episodes before we'd started, a lot of the time, like if I had the ability to, I would pull up the transcript and I would read through as I was listening. I would read through because there's a lot of lore in there.
Yeah.
And my small little hamster on a wheel ADHD brain, like I can't hold all of that in one go. And so I completely agree with you. It's a lot. There's something about all of the different facets of reading words on a page, hearing it in your mind. Like we retain that in a different way.
For sure. Especially if you want to get a good grasp of what's happening, because I feel sometimes when I'm listening to an audiobook, I miss details,
Yeah.
And sometimes when I read, I'm also very much I'll read it and my brain will be like, what are you reading, Brad?
What are those shapes on the page? What are those?
It's like, did you catch that? Oh, wait, why am I thinking about if I caught that? I didn't catch it. Oh, I got to start back over. Sorry. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Loss?
No, don't you do it.
This is me in a nutshell. Sorry. Austin
How did you get
Powers.
in there?
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
I got you.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you freelance for RPGs.
I do.
Can you?
I do.
I know you probably have signed some NDAs, maybe. I don't know.
I have many, but there's two books that I worked on have already come out.
Okay.
So the Lost Omens Rival Academies and the Lost Omens Shining Kingdoms, both of those books have just come out, and I've written for both of those. It's been such a cool experience as someone who's always wanted to be a writer and someone who like that was my first published work.
How'd you
Writing
get
for
into
them.
that? Like, did you just submit to them, be like, hey, this is what I'm available, or did they see something of yours and reach out to you?
I met them I met a couple of folks at from Pathfinder from Paizo at Big Bad Con, which was a couple years ago. I think that was probably, was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I can't. I'm so bad at time. I don't know what year. I don't know where I am half the time. But it was a couple of years ago, and I had met them through like friends of mine who were also kind of in the space. Some friends of mine who worked at Wizards and had done a lot of work there, and they were like, "Hey, you should meet these people. Like, if you want to be, one of my friends was like, you talk all the time about wanting to be a writer. Why don't you fucking go do it? Like, go be a writer and talk to these people and like shoot your shot." And so they like literally pulled me out of a game at Big Bad and was like, we're going to go introduce you right now. And so I did that. And I ended up talking to them for like 30-45 minutes. And at the end they were like, so do you have any writing samples? And I was like, I have fan fiction and the backstory of a number of characters that I've written. Can I send you that? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I did. And then they were like, yeah, let's start. Here's an offer.
So
like, here's a
cool.
book. Do you want to work on it? And I was like, yeah.
So what was your contribution?
So I've done a number of things. My free time is not a lot. I work full time as a therapist. That's my day job. And then I, at the time, was also studying for and have been, I guess that's more recently that I've been, it was like it had been like almost 2 years, the process of it. But I was also doing like a number of other things kind of in the background, studying for my final board licensing exam. I had a lot of things going on and recording shows. And so I still don't really have a ton of time to dedicate to like full-time freelance. So I've been doing kind of like smaller projects on all of these different books. So I've done things like written NPCs they're all setting source books. So written things like NPCs, magic items, monsters, creatures, things like that.
That is so cool.
Just kind of, yeah, it's really, really fun.
That's what happens when you take a chance on yourself. Or have your friend push you to
Who
take
knew?
a chance on yourself.
Yeah, that's more of the.
It's that support system.
Get friends who lovingly peer pressure you into doing the things that you say that you want to do and don't
follow through on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think we've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I'll say it again. That's how we started our podcast. So You Want to Be a Hero. Loss and I were both, he mentioned earlier to you that I want to be a filmmaker. He wants to be an actor. We were both having shitty days, just not pursuing, what we want to. And then we're like about to play D&D, and we're like, let's just try this. And that's why like our whole thing is we're 5 best friends who said fuck it and pressed record, because we literally just like, what do we have to lose?
Right.
We just got to do it.
Yeah.
That's
once you realize that can be the answer to a lot of stuff, like what do I have to lose? And the answer is nothing. Someone says no. The world does open up a bit to you. Because it gives you this confidence and bravery. So what kind of stories do you like to tell in the D&D sphere? The TTRPG sphere, if you will. Obviously, we've seen what you could do. You've been in Vampire Masquerade. You're doing Godkiller. There's a lot of crying. But
there's a lot of crying.
The stories. Is there any story that you are geared towards that you want to tell, like what you've done with Ever, and essentially it's a story about grief and overcoming grief, or how to deal with grief, not even overcoming it, but accepting it. Is there anything else that you want to tackle?
I love, if you can't tell, I love talking about grief. I as a therapist, but also as a human being,
I feel you.
I feel like grief, there is a through line of grief in everything, right? We are constantly in a state of grief in one way or another, right? Of a life that we wish that we could have lived, in the type of person or the identity that we wish we could have been, or in thinking about who we would have been had our lives been different, right? Or had this relationship not fallen through, or had I done, I think we were just talking before we started this, right? Who we could have been or how we would envision ourselves had we learned about TTRPGs when we were young, right? Like what that life could have been like. There is always, I think, a thread of grief in everything that we do. And so I feel like I can't tell stories without acknowledging that that's there. What role that takes in my character or in the story might differ, but I love the richness and the life that incorporating grief brings to stories.
Yeah.
I have something that I worry about, though, is that I don't want to be typecast as a chronically sad
Gina the Griefer.
Gina the Griever, right?
don't-
I don't want to be, oh, well, Gina's going to cry through this whole thing. And it's like, this is a very, Ever is so special to me. Ever is such a large part of my heart and my soul. And this character is so deeply connected to me. And so I do have such an emotional attachment to this. And the story's really fucking sad. Like, it's not a happy story.
Right, yeah.
So there is, and the main arc, or one of the main arcs, is moving through that grief. And so there has to be, and it only takes place in the course of Ever left home a month to the day from when Davos died, and she's only been gone a couple weeks. So it's fresh. And one of the things for me as an actor, I didn't want to rush through that. I hate when that happens in TTRPGs, where it's like, oh, I'm feeling this one thing, and then the next session, because it's been a week or it's been 2 weeks, it's like, oh, I'm over it now. It's like, no, it's been 20 minutes, it's been an hour, right? It's been a day. Like, that's not going to just go away. So I do tend to stay in that. But long-winded way of saying, I really love telling stories centered around or including grief in some way. But I don't want to be typecast. I do love telling. Maybe this is the same thing. Maybe I'm just saying it in different ways. I love stories about loss, but loss and grief are not the
Me
same.
too.
God. Of course he would do that. Of course he would do that. He did it. He did it.
He did it. This is why we've had so many emails back and forth. We've been talking about it. Yeah.
No, I like that. I really do. I feel the same way with a lot of things in my life. My father passed away like 11 years ago now, and best friend inspired a lot of the things in my life. And I, to this day, grief, it never truly ends. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've been inspired in so many stories that I've been trying to tell throughout my entire last 11 years, that have just been inspired by grief. It has been inspired by the different stages of it, has been inspired by just loss in general. Loss wrote an amazing, the person wrote an amazing script that I took. He wrote it a long time ago, I think. And then I revamped it a little bit based upon another person, best friend of mine, who passed away a couple years ago, and we made this amazing short film. It's not finished yet because I had a child and I need pickups and
Excuses.
excuses. Excuse me, I didn't have a child. My wife had the child.
There you go.
But no, loss and grief and all this stuff, it is so very much important, and I think a lot of people don't necessarily want to feel it. And I think the stories about it are very, very important. And I think it's gonna sound strange. You told you I binged through Godkiller Balance because I feel as if I was almost connected with it because of that now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of grief, because it felt, I don't want to say comforting, but it was entertaining.
It can be comforting.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It can absolutely be comforting. There's something so familiar and so comforting about being held in an emotion or in a space that maybe for other reasons in other ways doesn't feel accessible to you at that time, or doesn't feel like like when we, ways in which we experience disenfranchised grief, right? That grief that says, I shouldn't be grieving about this thing, right? Or I've passed my time, it's been too long. Or this, like the grief that we feel around things that other people may not fully understand in their own way, but we feel so deeply because it's ours. There's the grief that we've wanted to bring through in GKB has been like, if you can't feel this for yourself, you can feel it forever in Rake. You can feel it in this story. You can feel it for an hour and a half every other week. You can connect with those feelings. I do things with clients sometimes called mood inductions, which are basically you find something that, like we were talking about, that evokes that emotion in you, and you allow yourself to feel it in that segmented moment of time. Like if you have a playlist that lets you cry, listen to that playlist and cry and feel what it feels like to be in that emotion, and then feel the safety of, that's done now, I can set it down. I don't have to carry this with me this whole time. I've had people come up to me and say, or write me online and say, like, this has helped me process the loss of my family member. I haven't been able to fully grieve them before listening to this and being able to cry and connecting it to my own experiences. Like there is something so magical about that. And that is the thing that feels, I think, the most fulfilling to me. Like we're in, WebFest awards and doing things like that. But like when people say this helped me cry about my family member that I've lost, this helped me move through that grief.
Yeah.
That is transcendent. That's priceless.
Something we were talking about with the last interview we had with Weston from Arcane Anthems. He talked about community, right?
Yeah.
And this TTRPG community and how amazing it is. And I think the one thing that I've found through social media, and I think this kind of talks about what you're saying, is the connection you have with the community. Do you know? It's so important to be able to, yes, winning these awards and being nominated and having the accolades and people giving you so much praise about the work that you're doing is always something that we as humans strive for. But
and as actors,
we
need that so much.
We do. Please give us more. But the connection that you get, like, honestly, we're such a small, so you want to be heroes, still relatively small in the grand scheme of things, and that's totally fine. But the community of people that reach out to us and just are like, this is so much fun. This is a great thing. I enjoy listening to this. It's like we create it for ourselves at first, but when somebody mentions to us that they're enjoying it, it's so much more meaningful.
It's going to sound like I'm blowing smoke up my own ass, but when I think about acting and why I do it and like what made me actually like pursue it, I think back in college, I did, I was singing Some Enchanted Evening, and there was only like 7 people in the class, and one of the women there started crying and was like, you just did such a good job. I felt it. And that's when I realized to me, that's why you act. It's not for the accolades. It's not for the money. Those are very nice to have. But I also have always told myself I'd be happy doing community theater for the rest of my life if it came to it. It's just making people feel or think.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a huge group of people. It could be literally one person. As long as they walk away having laughed or cried or felt angry, that's the real thrill. Like, I mean, obviously the acting portion is also the thrill. Like, you get to dive into different characters. You get to tell all these different stories. But I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for others, is how I always approach it.
There's the thing I keep thinking about is that grief reminds us that we're alive.
Yeah.
And I think art does the same thing.
Yes.
I think
Agreed.
that there is this One of the things that stands out the most to me is I had somebody say to me that they had listened to what episode is it? It's the one you all have heard it. It's the one when Rake goes back in the time slip and he's revisiting different memories.
Oh, yes,
and,
yes.
And he watches Ever bury Davos. And I sang like a 20-second little chorus of The Parting Glass for that. Sobbed my way through it. And I mean, one, she would have been, but also two, I love that song. And I sobbed singing that song. And I had someone come say to me, I have not cried this entire show. I don't cry listening to most actual play. That got me.
It's a great
and
thing.
that feeling of that was I think one of the most vulnerable that I've been in recording an actual play is I used to sing. I used to sing semi professionally, not very, but like back in college and stuff, and I haven't in a long time, and my voice not great anymore. I've lost my range. But I did that for the show because I knew it was going to be important forever. And that's the vulnerability without shame. That's the thing that connects people, and why evolutionarily why we experience grief, right? Grief is a avenue, it's a drive for connection. We want to feel connected to other people when we are experiencing this, and that is what I think. That's why we do this. We want to connect to other people, and we want other people who experience what we're creating to connect to themselves and to others.
I think that is a great place to segue into our end game. This has been a wonderful conversation, and I know we could go on way longer.
I will yap forever.
And I'm sure I'll email you, and we can continue that chain.
Yes, please. Okay.
But we end with the little segment we call Hills to Die On. It can be D&D related. It can be life related.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be. It can be literally anything. But if you have a hill that you're like, this is my fight. I'm not budging on it.
I have a couple. My first one's about safety tools.
Okay.
So safety tools are only as good as your ability and willingness to use them. I think we should all be striving for a table where safety tools don't need to be anonymous. Because I see a lot of people who send out safety tools and they're like, you don't have to put your name on it, just keep it anonymous, send it. I've even seen people send out safety tools and the only person who sees them is the GM, which I disagree with. I can understand that kind of mentality, but I feel like everyone at the table should know what people's lines and veils are. Like,
don't cross this line.
We shouldn't be forcing ourselves to out our own triggers, but I would argue that you shouldn't play with a table where you feel unsafe to have them hold you in those triggers. But we also don't always have that luxury, right?
No,
so it's like
that's
there are going to be situations where I can understand that as being more, but I think ideally, we should be talking about those things. Safety tools should be on the table.
Yep.
For everyone to use.
I'm there fighting on that hill as well.
Like that's one of my. Oh, okay. Another one. I got another one.
Okay.
Game mechanics and systems matter, but they matter far less than what the GM and the players bring to your table.
Oh yeah,
100%.
They are a guide.
They're a guide. They're a suggestion. I have played. I will and have in the past continue to play games where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what the mechanics are. I know a rough outline of the game and what it is supposed to be, and I will show up trusting that the GM and the players at my table, it's going to be a great game because I know who I'm playing with.
Yeah.
I could care less. There's some games that I would prefer, like I love playing these games versus other games, but it doesn't matter. The GM and the players, that's what matters.
That's a great hill to die on too.
It's always funny too, because you talk about these hills to die on, and Because M had quite a few where I was
Peanut
like,
butter and tomato sandwich.
What?
Yep.
Did I miss that? I listened to that interview. Did I just block that out? Maybe I
might
just
have.
blocked it out. I might
I
have.
was trying to block it out too.
That sounds awful.
But it's interesting what people consider hot takes, and then I hear it and I'm just like, that just seems logical. That's like, to me, the right thing to do when you hear it. But let's be honest.
Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just non-confrontational, and that's my hot take is like, everyone should do this.
Everyone do it, and no one has to confront anyone.
And no one.
Well,
has
I
to,
just meant more like I do. I mean, look, we are not perfect. We do not live in a perfect world, and I think, and the three of us are Americans, and we can see that
reluctantly.
Yeah.
But true. Like we want to say, safety tools should be used by everyone. And then you read the news and there are none. There are no safety tools out there. There is whatever the opposite of a safety tool is. That's what it is. They like take it and they go, no, we're only going to talk about this stuff.
I know. I mean, the root of safety tools is just communication, right? It's just fucking talk to people. It's just talk to your players and communicate when you're uncomfortable or talk about things that you don't want to address. Like it's boundary setting. It's boundary setting and it's understanding that like you can always talk about something.
That's the real hot take right there, Gina.
You can always just talk about it.
Talk about it. We're adults. We can have conversations where we don't have to get mad at each other because someone's not having a good time. Or if we do, and we do have an argument, we talk through it. And then at the end, everything's fine. Because that's what friendship is.
I agree.
You don't ruin anything.
I agree. But I also will say that not every person feels comfortable with confrontation or talking about stuff.
That's where the trust comes in, right? It's like, because I completely agree with you. I think that there's it depends on what the situation is, right? And it depends on what the level of support is around that. And I would say, I think this is a general rule for life. And again, not everyone has that luxury, but something that we should be striving for is spaces in which, like, there are no true safe spaces, but we need to be cultivating brave spaces where people can be authentically themselves and feel comfortable saying, I'm struggling with this thing, or I have a question about this thing, right? Like, and that's on all of us to be cultivating spaces where other people who may not be as comfortable with confrontation can feel that little bit of, it's okay if I have a question about this, or it's okay if I just pull one person aside and say, hey, this is something that I've been thinking about.
I'm not going to be made to feel stupid.
Yes.
I'm not going to be made fun of. I'm not going to be shot down. I'm not going to be talked down to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love brave spaces.
I can't take credit for that. I heard that someplace. I don't remember where. I think it was maybe it might have been in school. It might have been in talking about. I can't remember exactly where. I did not come up. I didn't create that. That's not me.
All right,
no, but you are spreading it. So,
but
I did use it.
I have one final question for you, Gina, just for my own sake. I wanted to ask Em this, and I totally didn't. But because you're a therapist and you are a creative,
yes.
Have you ever done the artist's way? And
no.
What? Hold up. All right. Fuck that question.
I'm not.
No. Here's the thing.
Actor.
It's not an acting thing. So back in the, I want to say 80s. Hold on. I'm going to look it up so that way I am.
I've heard of it. I kind of know of it.
Okay. 92 it was written. But essentially it was always pitched to me as a way to unblock yourself if you feel stopped up and blocked as a creative. Mm-hmm. I've done it twice.
This is where Morning Pages is
yes,
from.
It's where Morning Pages come from. Yeah. For me, it's something I love. I've done it twice already. I don't do it yearly, but it is something I do every couple of years. And I was curious if you had done it, what your opinion on it was, but you haven't done it. So never mind.
You have homework.
Now I have to. I have homework.
You have homework.
I mean, really do. I and it does give you homework. Like, it's 12 chapters. You're doing over 12 weeks. It's kind of
daunting.
like it is daunting. because it makes you, not makes you, but like yeah, no, I'll stick with makes you. It makes you recognize.
It encourages you.
Yeah, it's literally like, okay, I would
No, it
love
makes
for you to
makes you.
dig deep down inside yourself to like, what is a negative, what is someone who's holding you back? Like, who makes you feel bad about what you enjoy doing? And you really have to think about it if you want to be honest with yourself and make some headway. Especially it gets difficult if, for some reason, it's a family member or a very close personal friend or a partner.
Yourself.
Or
yourself.
A lot of the times it's yourself.
We're artists, of course. Of course, it's ourselves.
But it's also society and how it's like ingrained in us. It's like, only certain people are allowed to do this. And growing up, especially I would argue in the 90s, there was probably a decent chunk that was like, and they're mostly freaks. Like D&D was not looked favorably upon when I was a kid. Like those were the dorks, those were the geeks, those were the nerds, and we made fun of them. Like, and then you play it later on in your life, you're like, why did I do that? That was so cruel. This is awesome and so much fun. I wish I had played it with them.
Yeah.
Now, let's just be super clear here. That wasn't me because I didn't know any of those people.
Wow.
But I did
Loss
think
was a
D&D
bully
was
as
bad.
a kid.
Loss
That's
was
what
a
I'm learning
bully.
from this.
No!
Loss was a bully.
I wasn't a bully.
Wow.
I was an enabler.
Come on, dude.
Wow.
I recognized I was a piece of shit growing up. I wasn't a bully, but I wasn't good.
I think we all have that part of our history, where we're like, oh yeah, we
You
weren't
look back
good.
on something and you're like,
Why did I do that?
Yeah. Like, ugh.
I don't know. Regrets.
couldn't pay
This is
me to go back to that time in my life.
Back to grief, right?
Why bother?
Yeah. Speaking of grieving.
Speaking of grieving, unfortunately, the end has come.
The end has
Like
come.
that? That was pretty good, right?
That was a good segue.
Another
That's a good
segue.
transition.
Yeah.
I love
chock full of them.
segues that talk about segueing.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite,
I like to sit on a
pastimes.
segue while segueing and then talking about segues.
Again, Loss, I don't know
Wow.
if many people who listen to this will know what a segue is.
Are you telling
All
me
these
our fan
Gen
base
Alphas.
isn't over the age of 80? I am
Sorry.
shocked.
All
Shocked,
right.
I say.
Shocked, he says. Well, I guess we're putting a pin on it here. Gina, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a lovely conversation, deep, introspective look at all of us as people. We did.
Yeah.
We did it.
We got in there.
We went all
We
over the
didn't
place
cry.
and we came back home.
Came close.
didn't cry,
Came
though.
close.
Came close.
Yeah.
But that's because we
but-
don't want you to get typecast.
Thank you. You're crying for me. to be
Exactly.
silly and jokey during
Of
this
course.
show.
Of course.
Yeah. Guys, I
Please.
can be funny. I don't just cry all the time.
All right. Give us a joke.
I'm multifaceted. No, don't put me on the spot.
Do that. How dare you?
But tell us, Gina, where we can find you. Not just us, but like the people in the
Yeah, what's
You
your
specifically?
address?
and Taylor Swift's
You
internet.
specifically and on Taylor
What's your
Swift's internet.
specific address for all the people
What's
to
your-
know?
Gosh.
Dox myself on the internet. You can find me most places on the internet. I'm hey, it's Gina with a little underscore at the end. You can find me through Blackwater D&D. You can find me also telling sad stories with The Heart is a Dungeon. You can find me telling all sorts of stories that make you feel things on the internet and hopefully for a lot longer in the future as well.
Right. Well, that's all we have time for. Loss, thanks for joining me.
I tried.
I try. This has been Behind the Screen with Gina Susanna. My name is Brad Silman, and with me always, one of my 4 best friends, Loss Wendell.
Yo!
Stay heroic out there, everyone. Now, Loss, this is where you stop recording.
Is that the button that says stop?
That's
Roll the stop recording jingle.
no. God.